The people of Thornton Township have spoken, and it's clear that they are ready for change. The recent special election to elect a new trustee has stirred up local politics, with a fresh face, Stephanie Wiedeman, now stepping into the role. The election, held at South Suburban College in a packed gymnasium despite the freezing temperatures, became a symbolic turning point in the township's political landscape. The urgency surrounding this election stemmed from the resignation of Jerry Jones, which left a vacant trustee seat. This opened the door for Supervisor Tiffany Henyard to appoint someone to fill the vacancy. However, local residents weren't content to let her make that choice without input. They made it clear that they were determined to prevent a backslide and wanted a say in who would hold power in their community. "We weren't going backwards. There's no way we were stepping back," said a local resident. This sentiment was shared by many in the crowd as they rallied for the opportunity to elect their representative rather than have one appointed by Henyard. As the voters nominated 3 candidates, and the result was a resounding victory for Wiedeman, who was voted in by an overwhelmingly enthusiastic crowd. This election marks more than just the selection of a new trustee. It signifies a shift in the political tides of Thornton Township. Wiedeman, who had previously been dismissed by Henyard, now finds herself back in a position of power. The irony of this moment isn't lost on the residents, who view this as poetic justice. Wiedeman's victory is seen as a direct challenge to Henyard's leadership, a sign that the people are ready to move on from the current administration. And many local residents and political observers believe that Henyard's time in power is coming to an end. After a tumultuous period marked by controversy, including a failed attempt to secure re-election as Thornton Township Supervisor, Henyard is now running as a write-in candidate in the upcoming April election. And the atmosphere in Thornton suggests that her influence is rapidly diminishing. People are ready to challenge her, and they're showing it through actions like last night's election. The enthusiasm for Wiedeman's victory was palpable. The turnout at the special election demonstrated that the residents of Thornton Township are motivated to push for change, and they see Wiedeman as the person who can bridge the gap between the vacancy and the upcoming board elections in April. Her background, including her experience as an aide to the late Frank Zarelli, the previous supervisor who served for over 30 years, makes her a qualified candidate to stabilize the township during this transitional period. But Henyard's struggle is not just about the recent election. Her leadership has been questioned by many, especially when it comes to her qualifications and decision-making abilities. And so, if critics have drawn attention to her perceived lack of education in her approach to governance, calling her out for what they view as an inability to manage the responsibilities of the office. One commentator went as far as to say that Henyard's leadership style, which they described as ghetto mentality and dress up. As local residents express their frustration, many wonder how Henyard, despite her position of power, has managed to alienate so many of the very people she is supposed to serve. The narrative is clear. The people of Thornton Township are fed up and they want change. The upcoming elections, including the Dolton election and the April Thornton election, will be pivotal in determining the future direction of the township. The recent special election for